Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Symmetry for Erin, and I'm Erin. So we're doing a bungalow style house today, and I based it off of this blueprint. So everything that I'm doing, I'm trying to match the blueprint. It's harder than it sounds like it should be, but this is how I get the best results for my houses. So let's just go ahead and get into the video. So I found that when following the blueprints, generally each square in build mode is about 2 feet roughly on the blueprint. So sometimes when it's in between a foot, you know, it's like 13, it's an odd number. It doesn't work out quite as well. But usually going shorter rather than longer works best for me. When I go longer, then I have parts of the house that don't want to match up. When I go shorter, everything seems to blend and meld properly. So we've got the garage built, we've got the utility room, we're working on the master bathroom now. So I built the walk-in shower over there, and of course the little room for the toilet. I just was not happy with the way it was looking, and I end up shortening that up later, you'll see. And so trying to find windows and doors that match the bungalow style, sort of, and then also trying to match the wood tones, and it's really difficult sometimes. So I wasn't quite able to match all of the wood tones, but it looks pretty good, I think, as far as being in the same color family. Just gonna add some lights here because it's really hard to build if you can't see. I didn't light spaces that I didn't think Sims would need to go into, so I just lit the main areas. So this is the front of the house, and it's really what I wanted to base the house on. I would try to match it as closely as possible. So I reference the pictures of the house quite often when I do this as well. I was definitely on the struggle bus when it came to just doing the roof at first, because I was not referencing the picture. So I do change it. It does not stay like this, just so that you don't think, oh my god, that's terrible. I looked at the picture and was like, oh, that's where I went wrong. Okay. So I wanted to match that little window or grating, whatever that is there on the front of the house. There just wasn't anything in build mode that was quite like that. So I used that roof decoration from Cottage Living, and I think it represents the spirit of the picture still. You guys can let me know in the comments what you think. I moved the lot over just a little bit like that because I wanted to make sure there was enough space for landscaping on the sides, and honestly, if you had a property that big, you're not going to build your house on one side of it unless it was like for a farm. So since this is not a farmhouse or a farm build, I decided that middle of the lot was probably the best placement. I just wasn't quite sure how much of the lot it was going to take up when I first started it. So then this is the picture of the backyard, and I'm gonna try to build the barbecue patio and the lanai and the hot tub and pool area, and you know, just try and put some finishing touches on the roof as well. So I'm just making the hot tub. I thought the hot springs would be the best option for this. At this point, I have not play tested it. I did play test it and did have to take some of that wall out because the sim could not access it. So I changed it, and now the Sims can access the hot springs, and it's available in the gallery if you're interested in downloading it. The link is in the description below. I wasn't real happy with the way the shrubs looked, and I do change them later. I end up using the hedgerow instead of those shrubs, and filling in some of the corners with a downsized bulbous bush. Just looks a little bit prettier, I guess, than those bushes from Debug. So that's what I did there. I'm not really sure why, but I always enjoy building pink-themed offices. Um, I guess because it's what I would like my office to look like at some point in the future. um, and so I live vicariously through my Sims builds. As you're gonna see here, I might possibly have a clutter problem, but I really love putting clutter on like the bathroom counters or a dresser in the bedroom or something, because I mean, it feels more realistic to me. I don't know a girl or woman who does not have some area full of like beauty products and little essentials in their house. It's just, I think it's mandatory, honestly. So I try to put stuff like that in and clutter it up, and always at least make sure to add, toothbrush and soap to a bathroom, because, I mean, let's face it, people, and so Sims would need those things, so. I really love this bed from Eco Lifestyle. It has become one of my go-to beds to use in my builds, especially when I am going for a boho theme. Most of my builds I do a green bedroom, just because that's my preferred color palette for a bedroom. And yeah, so it's really the best looking one for the boho style, in my opinion. I really loved this wall, and I didn't even really realize until it was too late that I put all of those things where a door needed to go because I somehow missed putting the door in. Uh, but you can clearly see it's on the blueprint. There's a door there. So it was kind of disappointing because I really liked how it looked. But I did make those adjustments. So those are in the updated build as well. You'll see me actually go back and fix it here in just a little bit. Almost every build that I do has a yoga mat placed somewhere because I have at least one of my Sims do yoga every time I play. I just really love that option, so I have them take advantage of it. I honestly wish I'd gone ahead and kept that full wall of shelves in the pantry. I think it would have worked out a lot better than what I ended up doing. So I may make that update and then re-upload to the gallery, but I am not sure yet. This is where I realized that there was supposed to be a door there, and I start making the adjustments to the room so that I can fit it. I fully underestimated the actual size of the nook there and thought that I could use one of the booths from Dine Out because I've always wanted to have a nook like that, but that just was not a viable option with the given space. It turned out I just could not get the cabinets to line up with the wall there, so I had to switch to the counters to be able to get the effect that I was going for based on the blueprint. I also realized as I was going through and watching the video footage that I forgot to put a refrigerator in, so I will go back and add that and re-upload to the gallery. I honestly don't know if Sims will actually be able to use the ice cream maker with it placed there on the counter. I did not play test that, so if you find that it does not work, please let me know and I will correct it. I realized I did not like the look of that chair, but I really love this armchair from the Werewolves pack because, I mean, let's face it, we all have either had someone in our family or known somebody who had a chair like this. Just a comfy chair where somebody, it was like it belonged to somebody. It's like Archie Bunker's chair. Nobody else sat in that chair, it was just theirs. And I feel like that's the best representation in the game so far of that kind of chair. As I was doing this part, I just started to really be unhappy with the artwork. It feels very cartoony sometimes. That's not what I'm looking for. And I was trying to make do, and then here in just a few minutes I realize that I have a whole room saved to my library with like every artwork that can be painted, and I end up swapping those out. And then I think it looks a little bit more realistic, or at least it does in my opinion. And there's the room that I spoke of. So what I did is I cut out all of the back and forth of me going to that room and grabbing the paintings because I just figured there was no purpose to that, and nobody was going to appreciate the whiplash from the camera whipping back and forth at 1,000 times speed. So yeah, I went ahead and cut it out. I wanted to set this room up for a newborn rather than a toddler because I feel like at some point in gameplay, anybody doing a family ends up wanting to have a baby. So whether or not you started your family with some children, odds are that you're going to want to have a baby at some point during your gameplay. And I just don't think that there's enough rooms built for the babies. So here you go. A little bit ago I did mention that this video is playing at 1,000 times speed. That is because I had over 7 hours worth of footage to condense and fit into the build. I did trim out places where I just sat idly thinking about what I was going to do, as well as things that didn't work, and places where I felt like the camera flipped back and forth too much. I was trying to minimize any discomfort for the viewer. So if you do see that that has happened anywhere in the video, please go ahead and reach out to me and let me know what place that was so that I can look at it and make sure that I can catch things like that in the future. I normally would use those cube shelves from Dream Home Decorator, but they just would not fit into that bathroom. So you'll see I did end up grabbing a shelf just to fit the basic soap and toothbrush holder. trying to match the spirit of the landscaping in the picture was a little bit more difficult than I had thought it would be, but you see I ended up switching it out for the hedgerow. I just realized that I did not like the appearance of those bushes, and then I sized down the bulbous bush for some of those spots as well, as I mentioned earlier. This was actually the first time I had found this in debug, and I really liked it, and so I decided that we would utilize it in this build because this is such a big lot to begin with. It's one of the only 64 by 64 lots. There's only maybe, I think, 3 in the entire game, so we'll go ahead and start the tour with the master suite. I am starting to use the cinematic camera. I'm getting better at it. It definitely works better than trying to just use the free camera to walk through the house. This is the walk-in closet that is off the master bathroom. The living room, the dining area as well, and then go see the kitchen, the breakfast nook, and the rest of the kitchen here, and how it all flows together. And then here's the office, the laundry room. Tricky to get those shots. The camera kept wanting to spin when I fixed the camera points. The 2-car garage. It's a better shot of the living area. There you can see that linen closet in the hallway by the 2 kids' bedrooms. The children's bedroom. I mean, I suppose it could be for a teen as well, but it is definitely more geared towards a child's room. And the baby's room. That is probably my favorite bassinet, is the one that came with the, I want to call it Making Magic expansion, but that's from the original Sims. It is actually the Realm of Magic pack, but just telling my age and how long I've been playing The Sims. I have been playing since the first iteration of the game, so long time. turned the upper spare room into an exercise room. We'll go outside and see the backyard, which I am actually really pleased with how it all turned out. We have the barbecue porch, and then we have the pool over here, which looks really nice, I think, and then the hot springs. We'll go over across here and take a look. I did put a table and chairs in there. Thought that was, exactly what it would be used for. We come around to the front of the house. And I did place this on the Hound's Head lot in Brindleton Bay. I love the private beach and everything. And there's just a comparison shot for you. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Like